To the crisis in Canada right now. Is Justin Trudeau about to resign? A group of Liberals coming together demanding the resignation of their Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau. David Crayden is watching all of this drama unfolding right now. We thought over the past couple of weeks, David, that the pressure campaign was mounting. I didn't realize it would come to this from the Liberal side demanding his resignation. You're watching this moment by moment. What is the very latest on this?
Well, Clayton, we just discovered today that this letter that has been circulating now for 2 weeks has been signed by at least 25 Liberal MPs. The numbers were as high as 50, we were estimating. But it's worse than just 25 MPs. These are the number of MPs who are willing to sign a letter demanding that Justin Trudeau step down immediately as leader of the Liberal Party and Prime Minister of Canada. They want a replacement. Now, if there's 25 people willing to sign this letter, and there are probably a lot more in the caucus who agree with it but are just not willing to sign because they fear there might be consequences if they do so. But this letter has been out there now for 2 weeks. Justin Trudeau has been ignoring this issue for the last 2 weeks. He's been traveling. The House was on break last week. Every time Trudeau talks about anything, he says he doesn't deal with politics anymore. He's above politics. He's there to govern and to find solutions for Canadians. Well, apparently this is no longer really washing with the Liberal caucus. And there was a poll released just yesterday saying that the majority of people in Liberal ridings want their MP to go to Justin Trudeau at the caucus meeting today and demand he resign. So that's what the caucus meeting today was all about. It was all about telling Justin Trudeau to his face that it's time to resign. It's not just presenting him with a letter, but it's telling him to his face he must go.
What is the justification for them asking for his resignation? Do they lay out a laundry list of grievances? I mean, I've got my own laundry list, but I don't know if it looks the same as theirs.
Well, I don't think it's the same list that the Conservative Party of Canada would be offering, or Pierre Poilievre, its leader, would be offering. But they're simply saying that the Prime Minister is very weak on ideas. He really doesn't have much to offer, except he talks about a different school, he talks about pharmacare and dental care. He's got nothing else to offer. He has no vision beyond the next couple of months. And last week, he did the astounding thing of going in front of this foreign interference inquiry and suggesting that every Conservative MP should be subject to suspicion for being in the power of a foreign government. It was very bizarre. It sounded like Joe McCarthy waving around a list of suspected communists. His behavior has been so erratic and so increasingly narcissistic that Liberal MPs are saying it's not just that we are going to lose the next election, but secondly, we might be the third party. We might not even be the official opposition because Trudeau's doing so badly. He's 20 points behind in the polls. That, of course, is a prime motivator for these MPs to say it's time to go. But Liberal MPs, of course, it comes down to self-interest, doesn't it, in politics? And it seems to be something that affects every politician. Am I going to win my seat again in the next election if this guy is the leader of my party? And a lot of Liberal MPs are saying, I'm going to lose, and I might even come in third if I run again with Justin Trudeau as leader. So what does it come down to? Well, yeah, he's weak on policy, but Liberals are saying he's weak as a personality. He's weak as a leader. Canadians are beginning to really loathe and despise this man, and that's going to rub off on my political career. That's what these people are saying, and that's really what the bottom of this is.
You know, I always want to try to go deeper on this. It feels like something fishy here at play. Like they know something. They've got some dirt on Justin Trudeau. They know something, like the other shoe is going to drop on this guy. What sort of dirty things he's been involved with, whether it's Chinese influence in Canada, whether it's the green money slush fund handing out to his friends, like is the other shoe about to drop there, and they're trying to get out in front of this. That's what it smells like to me, David. But that's just me speculating.
I don't think you're wrong, Clayton, because there's so much scandal underneath this man. And as you said, the Green Slush Fund is enormous. We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars that were given to friends of the Liberal Party, friends of Justin Trudeau, indirectly or directly. Now, is he going to walk away from this scandal like he's walked away from others? Or is it all accumulating? Is there an attenuation here of so much dirt that it's just so enormous he can no longer escape from it? And are there issues from his past that are going to come back to haunt him? We know he had some difficulty as a college teacher. We know he was a drama teacher and there were issues at the school. We know there are issues in his past, not just the blackface, but his whole life has been spent on the verge of scandal, of stepping into the big one. And I hear a lot of Liberal MPs saying, we just need to do it now. So I would say your instincts, Clayton, as a journalist, and you've been in this business a long time, and you know how politicians think. And yeah, are they smelling blood? That it's time to get rid of this man because he's just become that much of a burden on the party and on their political careers? Absolutely. I think there's more here than just, these people are not just tired of Justin Trudeau. They're not just looking at him and saying, we can't win with Justin Trudeau. But this could be an enormous scandal on the horizon that we might not even have the full breadth and depth of at this time.
I also see a lot of similarities, not just the scandal side, but I see a lot of similarities to what happened in the United States with the coup that happened in the Democratic Party, where you had a number of high-profile Democratic senators and members of Congress and liberals coming out, signing a letter basically asking Joe Biden to step down after they put him out there for that CNN debate, which they knew was going to lead to his dismissal. They knew that he wouldn't perform well against Trump in that debate on purpose. And then you had all of these individuals signing a letter asking for Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, these other individuals coming forward. I see a lot of similarities here. And then, of course, he steps aside, allows Kamala Harris to ride in without any nominating process at all, become the de facto candidate and nominee. Do you see something similar? Is there somebody else waiting in the wings to take over for Trudeau if this happens, this coup unfolds?
Well, there is somebody waiting in the wings. It's Mark Carney, the former governor of the Bank of England and the Bank of Canada, working for the United Nations, very deep with the WEF. This is another prime globalist who's very close to Justin Trudeau. Trudeau actually brought Mark Carney in as an advisor, not to the government, but to the Liberal Party. So he's there already. He's unelected. He's sitting waiting to take over. And Trudeau, I think, thought he was safer inside the tent. You know, the old Lyndon Johnson analogy about people outside and inside the tent. I think Justin Trudeau thought he was safer inside the tent. Apparently, maybe not. But the thing is, Justin Trudeau cannot be kicked out by his caucus. They changed the rules since Justin Trudeau's been leader of the party. So even if every last MP says we want Justin Trudeau out, that won't get him out. But what will get Justin Trudeau out? The same thing that got Joe Biden out. When the money dries up, when the party donors say, it's time to go, Justin, because we don't think you're a good bet anymore. We don't feel like you're winnable. We don't feel like you're going to be a safe bet for the political future. That's when people like Justin Trudeau and Joe Biden start listening, when the money fails, the money dries up, and the donors begin to leave. The true power brokers of politics, as you know so well, are not the cabinet ministers. They're certainly not the grassroots in the Liberal Party. It's the donors. And that includes people in the military industrial establishment in this country that want that war in Ukraine to keep going and that want other wars to keep going. And they don't think Justin Trudeau has the moxie or the personality or the power to pull this off much any longer. And that's who is pulling the strings here.
When the money dries up, that's when Trudeau will hit the bricks. We'll see if Carney takes it. You heard it here first. We're going to be watching this unfolding over the next few weeks as all of this drama unfolds up there in Canada. You can read David Crayden's great writings over at the Post Millennial. He also has the YouTube channel Crayden's Right. Follow him on X as well. David, great to see you as always. Thanks for keeping them honest up there in Canada.
Thank you, Clayton, and we'll see you again.
Thanks, David. Appreciate it. Well, yeah, it's a disaster, and we'll see what happens up there. A lot of people asked Artigo says Trudeau is as woke as you get. Yes.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid, folks. Don't listen to Justin Trudeau. We need this kind of attitude in Canada right now because let me tell you, Justin Trudeau will fight tooth and nail to stay as leader of the Liberal Party and as Prime Minister of Canada, and he will use every trick in the Liberal handbook to do that. So we have to be vigilant, and we have to have perseverance to fight this battle to the end. As I've been saying since this station went on the air, we need to resolve to resist. And we need to fight for our free speech and our democratic rights to say what we believe, to speak, as John Diefenbaker said. And don't forget that t-shirt that's available out there in the store. I speak as a free Canadian, free to speak, free to believe in what I choose. And Justin Trudeau is not going to interfere with that. Thanks for being a part of the Craydens Right Resistance, and we'll see you again soon.
So we are in a very precarious position in this country. We need a political change, but we also need to resolve to resist.